Three culture shocks that hit me hard in Sweden. This is part 2 of this video because I told you if you guys love the first one, I'm gonna make a second part and I'm a man of my word. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you 3 more culture shocks that I got when I moved from Iraq to Sweden in 2016. Because for context, I moved right after war, so I did not know anything. And when I came here, there was no one to show me around or give me context. So it was just like misunderstanding from my side and from their side. And it was just like a whole lot of shocks to everybody. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you 3 more culture shocks. And we'll start with the first one right. So this is literally the first ever shock I got from Sweden. This is number 1. This is where it all started. So this is me arriving to Sweden in 2016. It was winter. It was super cold. I started from the cold shock. I arrived at a Saturday evening, right? I'm tired. I'm dragging my bag in the snow. So I was like, okay, I'll just go to the hotel. I'm super tired. It's a long trip because I came from Jordan. And I was like, you know what? I'll explore the city tomorrow. So I go to the hotel, small town hotel. The next day comes and it's Sunday. And I was like, cool. I take my breakfast from the hotel and I'm so ready to explore this absolute new magnificent chapter of my life. I'm so excited. It's just me. It's a completely new slate. And then I'm going out in the city and to my surprise, there was no one. It was empty. Not a single soul walking in the city. And my mind is like, what? This doesn't make sense. Like, did I arrive into the wrong place? Like, there has to be something wrong here. And I'm like, just in the city. I'm looking like at the windows and like looking at the buildings and like apartments. And it's so dead, like a ghost town. And I've never seen something like this in my entire life because our houses in Iraq, we don't have noise cancellation. So you hear like neighbor fighting, like crazy people. If people are eating, you see the sounds of the spoons like ching, you know? And like I always wake up on some noise of like, I don't know, shootings or like a battle or like a bomb. There has to be something so loud, noise of cars that's waking me up. So I'm walking around. I was like, maybe I'm not in the city center, but I'm walking and I'm literally in the map. It shows you that I'm at the heart of the city. There's still not a single soul. My mind is so fresh to the game, to coming here. I don't know anything. I'm like coming up with theories, and I was like, maybe there's like a concert somewhere on the outskirts of the city, and everyone's left and everyone's partying, and I'm late, and I'm just left alone in the city. And I was like, no, there's no way. Like, even if that happens, there has to be some people moving around. It doesn't make sense that all of them went to partying on a Sunday. And I was like, I have to find out. This is just so weird. This is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced in my life because I come from Baghdad, and you know, Baghdad's like, we have like 11 million people or some shit. It's like, so you open the door, 5 people will follow you. So like, I'm used to a lot of crowdedness. So I come to the city and there's like no one. And I was like, what? There's something wrong. I'm not used to this. So I see 2 girls. There was like a supermarket called FIKA. 2 girls like going to the supermarket, and then I go approach them. And I was like, excuse me, ladies, do you speak English? They say yes. And I'm like, where is everyone? And the look they gave me, they're like smirking, like what do you mean, you know? Like, what the f? And I get it, like, you don't just ask people, like, in my mind I did not get it at the time, but now I get it because you don't just ask people, like, where's the people, like what do you mean, where's the people? Who the fuck are you to begin with to ask us who are the people? And they just like smirk, they're like, what do you mean, I don't understand. They just like ignored me, probably felt a little uncomfortable, and they continued their way and they answered me. And I was still confused, like, where is everyone, man? Why was it just me and these 2 girls? Like, there's no one in the city. This is a new city. Show up, people. I need to discover you. I need to see everyone here, you know? And I'm still trying to find out where is everyone. So I see a guy who is not Swedish, and I approach him and I say, excuse me, sir, do you speak English? And then he says, I was like, where is everyone? And he gave me the exact same look. Put this in context, this is a small city, like you don't just ask people where's the people. And I am new to the city and they don't know that, but like it's obvious that I'm new. And they're like, what do you mean where's everyone? I was like, it's Sunday, where's everyone? And he's like, yeah, it's Sunday, like people don't go out on Sunday, they rest and stuff. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, here on Sunday it's like, I don't know, the church day or something, and they just stay at home or like walk their dog, and they get ready to work tomorrow on Monday, and it's like a day off. And I was like, what do you mean a day off? It's Sunday? And for me, because in Iraq the week starts from Sunday till Thursday. That's where like, so Sunday is like the beginning of the week where everyone's like so active and everyone's out. And here in Sweden, which I did not know at the time, the week starts from Monday till Friday. And that's what I'm telling you, because I like context, he like context, and we were both confused because there's no mediator to give us both context about what's happening. He doesn't know that I just got here, and I don't know that the situation is like this here in Sweden. So we're both confused looking at each other. He's like, what do you mean where's it from? And I was like, what do you mean it's Sunday? And we're both confused as hell. So he leaves, and here I've experienced levels of quietness that I've never seen or know that are possible to reach. It was so quiet. If I farted, probably they would hear me all the way in Denmark. It was absolutely crazy. So I was like shit, I guess I have to readjust my mindset about this week start thing. So I go back to the hotel, I'm just chilling until the next day. It's Monday, and I go out and explore the city. Of course, there was still not a lot of people. I still thought it was empty, but it was also super nice to experience such a level of quietness and like just, I had the most me time I had in my life. I've never experienced this much me time in my entire me life. So that was absolutely crazy, and that was the first shock I ever got when I came to Sweden. And I'm still understanding why those people were like, what the where's the people? Because if someone asked me this right now, I was like on an earth tourist or some shit, like what do you mean where's the people? So that was absolutely mind-blowing. Shock number 2 is absolutely crazy. Now I still can't forget this moment, because when I came to Sweden, it was super cold, like I said before. And in Iraq, my body is optimized for heat. It's optimized for like 50 plus degrees. It's not optimized for the minus, you know? I've never had minus degrees in Iraq. So coming here it's like minus 10, minus 20. I'm like, I'm gonna die, bro. Like I'm literally dying. Like imagine taking a Swedish person and putting them until like 50 degrees. They'll probably die after a week. That was my situation. And I was like shivering. So I got really sick when I first came in the first week or two. So I go to the hospital. The hospital again, it's empty. And like I'm trying to figure out this health system is so confusing. And then like they tell me to sit in the pathway of the hospital, the hallway, and wait. A nurse will come and talk to you and see you and so on. I'm sitting in the hallway of the hospital alone on the bench. And then like you have offices or like rooms where they check people. And then the door opens and it's a nurse that coming out and like with a patient. And then they're talking and I'm just looking at this weird language, these new people and so on. And I was sitting alone, waiting calmly. Something super strange started to happen. The patient and the nurse, as they were talking, the patient started to say like, and I was like, what's going on here? And I'm looking left to right in the hospital hallway to see if anyone is noticing what I'm noticing. Like, do you guys see? But this is no one, it's just me. And then I'm looking, I was like, okay, maybe it's a breathing disease. Maybe like there's a breathing virus and like she got something with her lungs and like that's like, so I was like, okay, maybe that's that. Then like the freaking nurse started to do the same thing. She was like, and at this point, I'm like, am I going crazy? Am I hallucinating? Because I can't put context into what's going on here. Like, why are they doing this? You know, as they're talking, and there's no one to ask or explain them. And I can't just go and tell them, like, excuse me, dude, why are you saying? That would be freaking weird. Like I learned my lesson from where's the people question. So I'm like so confused. I just forget about it. I was like, maybe it's like a breathing disease. I moved with that story. And then I go sign up to the SFI class where they learn Swedish language, SFI, which is Swedish for immigrants. And I'm sitting in the class and then my teacher, the Swedish teacher, she started doing the same thing but slightly. She's like, and I'm like, could she be infected like that? Just there's like something's off cooking here. Like why is people like what they are doing here, you know? And then because she's my teacher, it was more a friendly conversation. I approach her and I tell her, excuse me, why? I've seen people in the hospital doing this and now I see you. It's like, should I be worried? Like, is there something I have to do? Like, and then when I asked her that, she bursted laughing. She was like, she was dying like at how I understood this entire situation. And then she started to explain to me and showed me a video that in some parts of Sweden, this is how they say yes, or like to show that they are listening to you or agreeing with you, like you know how we're doing, like yeah.
That means yes, and that means yes.
They do it in like and my face was like so confused and shocked that this is an actual thing. It's so interesting, but what's more interesting is that imagine how they came up with this thing. Like you have to imagine a group of people, like the root of this thing. How do you say like I say yes? Like there has to be some people who started this whole thing where they're just sitting down like, guys, how should we show that we're listening to each other? Should we say like and it's like no. Should we say okay? No. Should we say yeah. No, I'm just imagining how L came up to be. I don't know if this is the way it came up, but that was absolutely crazy. Because if you put a group of Swedish people in a room and you let them agree, you will run out of oxygen because everyone will be like the oxygen will be like, and then me, who doesn't know what's going on, get shocked and like dead because everyone's agreeing to each other, you know? And that was one of the craziest shocks I got when I came to Sweden. I'm sure it's not super common right now. Some people say do it slightly, some people don't, but it's a thing. It's absolutely crazy. When I saw it, I was like, so if you like this video so far, I agree. Subscribe. I'm just messing with you. Now, shock number 3 and the last one for this video is when I came to Sweden, I had the longest Ramadan I've had in my entire life, and probably this will be the longest I had in my entire future life. I will never have a Ramadan this long. And this was the most mind-blowing thing to me because I did not know how the day and night work here, that they stretch in summer and so on. Because I'm a Muslim, I do Ramadan. If you don't know what Ramadan is, it's like where you're fasting from food and water from sunrise to sunset. And I come to Sweden, the Ramadan came in July. So So July is almost like the longest daytime month in the entire year, okay? You get the most daytime. And I didn't know that in Sweden, like you will have the daytime in summer stays all night long. Now this does not make sense, and believe me, it still doesn't make sense, but this is exactly how it is. You know, when you look at the map and you see like part of the planet is light and part of the planet is dark, Sweden is close to this line, so you get like some half of this country is day and half of the country is night kind of feeling. So in summer, the days are super long.
It's so crazy here. We are literally on the line between day and night on like the planet. So you can see that side is so fucking dark, but look here. It's fucking day from that side and it's night from the other one. It's just insane.
And that for me, I was like, what the hell is going on? That meant that Ramadan will be very long because the fasting time will be almost doubled because you have more daytime. The sunset is like goodbye, you'll never see it again. And I did not know that. I was not prepared for this. So I'm fasting, and at the same time I'm working a night shift at Post Nord, which is the company for like a post milk company here for shipments and so on, a logistic company. The shock that came to me was like when I started the fasting. So I bought a Doritos chips on the first day of Ramadan. I was like, you know what, I'll break my fast and I'll eat these chips right after as a snack and so on. Ramadan comes, I eat my food, my main meal, where I break the fast at around like 10 p.m. at night. And like 2 or 3 hours later, or like 4 hours, it was the time where I have to start fasting again. It was like around 2 a.m. And I was like, wait, I did not even have time to eat the chips. It was like just so fast because I'm eating all this food from being super hungry, and then I don't have room to digest the food and eat the second meal to prepare for the next day of fasting. And I was like, shit, I'm in a tough situation here because I'm calling my family or in Iraq. They broke their fast like a couple of hours before me, and I'm still daytime here and I'm still struggling and I'm still super hungry. And I was like, okay, that's crazy. I go to work, then I'm working from 11 at night all the way until 6 in the morning. So I don't have time to break my fast anyway because I'm working at night. And right after that time, I have to go home, and then I have like 2 hours, and at 9 in the morning till like 12, I have my SFE class. And all this time I'm fasting. The most shocking part is this chips that I got that I was planning to eat right after I break my fast as a snack. Ramadan was over and I never ate that chips. Ramadan was literally over. 30 days I have fast and I could not have the chance because every day I have very small room of time to eat the food, and I'm fasting for the other hours and working and so on. So when Ramadan was ended, I go back to like the kitchen and I see that chips lying there like sad and lonely. I was like, wow, it's you! You remember I bought you from like a month ago. That's crazy. You're still here? Come here, baby. And then I eat that chips right after Ramadan, and for me that was the most shocking Ramadan. I will never forget that time. It was the hardest, the most challenging. That was because it was in Sweden. But on the flip side, just this year, it was the easiest Ramadan I had in my entire life, because in winter it's the opposite. You have a very long night time and very short daytime. So Ramadan was shorter, way easier. So for me that was like I got to experience the extreme and like the minimum and the maximum, and it was absolutely crazy experience. And for me that was an absolute culture shock. It's more like a cultural slap if you ask me. So there you go. There are like 3 more culture shocks. If you have not watched the first video, I also shared 3 culture shocks from my experience of moving to Sweden. So go watch that. And once again, I'll make my promise because it seemed like you guys like this. If you like this video, if it gets 1 like, I might think about making part 3. I drop 3 more culture shocks of my time here in Sweden, because I came with literally no one, just by myself, and everything had to be like learn as you go. So it was an absolutely insane experience to just, I don't know, adjust myself to the system, because I'm coming from a complete opposite place where everything looks different. For me that was an absolutely insane experience that was filled with adventures and stories of me just trying to learn as I go. So I have an insane collection of stories about that. So on that note, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and hej då, which means goodbye in Swedish. Oh.